back to my channel. I'm Jessica, aka the CozyWulfe. We do many things on this channel. I claim to be a casual gamer, book dragon, and cozy activity lover. So if you like a variety of content, you've made it to the right place because I have a lot of hobbies to showcase, but not a ton of time to do them. If you were late, make sure to like and subscribe and put something in the comment. Today, I am super excited to dive into, hopefully a spoiler-free as possible book review. This book right here has completely captivated me. I loved this book. It is called King of Sloth by Ana Huang. And sorry, I guess I should not cover her name. It is the fourth book in the Kings of Sin series. And let me tell you, it's a must read. You must read this book. This one is like top 2 out of the 4. If you're new to the Kings of Sin series, there is King of Wrath, Pride, and Greed. Pride is also my favorite. They are, so far, all billionaire romances set in modern day. As far as I know, I think all of them will be billionaire romances, but we haven't gotten through all 7 of them yet. So the first 4 books, including this one, King of Sloth, follow 4 friends, Vivian, Isabella, Alessandra, and Sloane, and how they meet their significant others, or in Alessandra's case, how they reconnect with their significant other. Think Marvel Universe with interconnecting stories, but not so much superhero action, more the romance. I'll start off this review with a little synopsis, then we'll go into what I thought about it, the main leads, and maybe some of the themes I picked up. Also, my personal thoughts will be drizzled throughout. So, synopsis of King of Sloth. It follows the story of Xavier Castillo. Actually, I think it's Castillo because he's Spanish. So if you're Spanish speaking, tell me how to pronounce it down below. He is a charming, easygoing billionaire heir who isn't interested in taking over his family's empire. So he doesn't want anything to do with it. We also have Sloane Kensington, a cool, intelligent, and ambitious publicist who's used to dealing with difficult clients and problems they bring to their reputations. Sloane was hired to kind of keep Xavier in check or under control because he likes to party a bit too hard and tends to live on the wild side. When we first open the book, Xavier and Sloane have this electric dynamic where he loves to rile her up and see how far he can push her buttons before she does something crazy. But when tragedy brings them closer together, things get interesting. That tragedy brings us with the main conflict of the book. Xavier's dad leaves a will that states that he doesn't have any access to his inheritance unless he is a successful, keyword successful, CEO. Everyone thinks oh, that must mean that he has to take over his father's company to get his inheritance. However, Sloane finds the loophole, which eventually leads to Xavier and Sloane working together, closely together, to launch a nightclub, The Vault. There, did I do okay? Not too much spoilers? Hopefully not. I'll say I did use Goodreads just a little bit to create that bit of the synopsis. So hopefully it wasn't too many spoilers. We can't talk about this book without talking deeper about the main characters. I mean, this is a romance novel. We only have 2 main characters. We kind of need to tackle them. So let's tackle Xavier first. I'm going to go a bit deeper in this section. So if you want to go into this completely blind, nothing at all, no thoughts whatsoever about what's happening, you probably want to just go ahead and skip to the end. I'll mark it down below. But for now, I want to talk about Xavier. Xavier is introduced as laid back with a hidden depth that really comes through as the story progresses. He starts off as this carefree billionaire, kind of like rom-com type style, main lead, but he evolves so much throughout the book, and you start to delve into his story. I'm going to mention his biggest fear is the fear of failure, which I'm sure we all can relate in some shape or form. With him building his own nightclub, this fear is challenged in more ways than one throughout the book. And he has to come to terms of like, okay, well, this may fail, but like you can still keep going after the failure. You don't have to stop. You don't have to go party. You don't have to go cope in some way that could be detrimental. So that's kind of his overarching story without going too much into the spoilers. I'm going to try and keep this as spoiler free as possible, you know? So Sloane, oh my gosh, Sloane. I love Sloane. I relate to her so much. She's literally my favorite out of all the girls shown to us thus far, which brought this book to top 2 of the series. Like I said, King of Pride is my top 1. Sloane is all about solving problems and getting things done. So like, I'm there. I'm in it. That's all me. I'm just get it done, do the things you need to do. However, she gets a little obsessive about this solving problems personality that it sometimes comes at the expense of her own emotions and being able to process them. She has shown many times where she can't produce emotions, specifically homing in on her inability to cry. Her journey really hit home for me because she reminded me of myself in so many ways, specifically the problem-solving thing, because when problems arise in the book, her first instinct is to fix the issue, not necessarily being emotionally comforting to the person that is facing the problem, which totally me. I'm just like, I know how to solve issues. I know how to solve problems. Let's just toss the emotions aside and focus on the problem, which is great for her because she can literally spin her clients' problems to be favorable in the media or just prevent them from happening in the first place. But her inability to emotionally connect is her biggest hurdle to overcome in this book. As a couple, Xavier and Sloane, I think, go really well together because he has that carefree personality. He can kind of bring out some of those like, oh, we should go have fun moments with Sloane. The spice is there. I think I counted maybe 3 scenes. Don't quote me on that, but that just means that I remember 3 scenes. So one of the main themes in King of Sloth is probably going to be personal growth. Both Xavier and Sloane are on their own journeys dealing with their past, figuring out what they truly want, and overcoming those fears previously mentioned. Don't worry, I won't spoil anything, but there's a lot to unpack here, and the pacing Ana gives us is just the right touch, so it doesn't feel rushed, but it also is not boring to read. This book is a standalone, but it's packed with callbacks to the rest of the Kings of Sin series and even some of the Twisted series. I've only read 2 books from the Twisted series, Twisted Love and Twisted Games, and I didn't really care for them, but you do see Alex in this book for a couple different times, and I don't know, I just, with so many callbacks in this book, it makes me want to try and finish the Twisted series. So I have like a renewed interest, I guess. I definitely want to know about Christian. So if you know which book has Christian in it, I'm there. I will start there because he is mentioned so many times in not just this book, but like all of the Kings of Sin series. I'm like, I just want to know more about him. I need to know more about this man who seems to know everything about everyone's business. And I hope the answer is not just, I run a security company, of course I know everything. I just hope it's not that. But like, I need to know. I want to know more about Christian. So after that tangent, overall, King of Sloth is a fantastic read that I'd highly recommend to anyone who loves a good romance with well-developed characters and a great plot. If you're a fan of the Kings of Sin series, you'll definitely appreciate this edition. I wouldn't recommend to start with this one just because there are so many callbacks. You may feel a bit left out or like not knowing, especially the main girls of the Kings of Sin series. You see them a lot, especially their growth outside of books is mentioned quite a bit here to Alessandra's. Oh, I can't do spoilers, you guys. So, but anyway, if you enjoyed this review, please give it a thumbs up. Leave a comment with your thoughts. And don't forget to like and subscribe if you want to see more book reviews. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time for another cozy activity. Goodbye!